Excuse me. That's not the good way to start a video. Hello, amazing educators. I am here again today to give you another super fun tip. Not all books are interactive, but as we know, kids these days have trouble sitting still. I don't know, I can sit still for a little while, but it's mostly like joints ache and pain. That kind of makes my hips hurt. Ooh, and then have you ever been to a restaurant where those metal chairs? Oh, you know what I'm talking about. If you got some hips, I have hips. I had my father-in-law tell me that I had Amish hips that men like those childbirthing hips. I love you, Papa. And he really meant it as a compliment. I'm like, you don't need to be telling women that. Anyway, you know those chairs in the restaurant, the metal ones that come down like narrow in the back, and you can't get comfortable because of your hips because they don't fit. Hate those chairs. If I see a chair like that in a restaurant, I'm like, nope, nope, we're not eating here. Okay, so now, see, I went off into a story. All right, tip. Here it comes. You ready? All right, to make a book interactive. There are books out there that are naturally interactive and will tell the kids what to do. That's a whole nother video. And choosing some favorite books that I know that will say, do this or play that or wave your hands or whatever. We want to keep kids engaged and involved in the reading that you're doing instead of having to sit there, like perfect little angels quietly listening, right? So I have figured out a couple of clever ways to make books interactive. There is a series of dinosaur books about how do dinosaurs XYZ. And it's always about dinosaurs being naughty in the beginning, and then at the end, they correct their behavior. What I do is, again, set your expectation. I have this wonderful dinosaur book, but the dinosaurs in this book are very naughty. They're very naughty in the beginning, but then they get better. So we need to help the dinosaurs. We're going to get our no-no finger up. Okay, you guys know you have a no-no finger. And when I read about a dinosaur's naughty behavior, you guys are going to go, no, no, dinosaur. No, no. They love that. They love it because they get to say no. And then once you get to the part of the book where the dinosaur starts correcting their behavior, we're going to say, good job, dinosaur. Good job, dinosaur. That way, kids have to pay attention because they got to listen for their cues of when they get to say, no, no, dinosaur, and good job, dinosaur. So that is a very simple, easy go-to tip for getting kids engaged and involved in your read aloud time. Now, if you have a little bit of a budget for dinosaur puppets, that's another great way to get kids involved. So another one of my favorite dinosaur books is Groovy Joe, Ice Cream and Dinosaurs. It's incredible. So the story behind that is if you've ever read, which I know you guys have, the Pete the Cat books, the first few, I loved those books. They were amazing. Pete the Cat in his school shoes and all those things. So the first few were written by an author named Eric Litwin. Now, the cool part about Eric Litwin is that he's a songwriter. Do you notice how they flowed really well? Like some books that you read rhyme, but you can't get the cadence. Pete the Cat, you get the cadence. There's a little song in there. Kids love it. Well, Eric Litwin also wrote Groovy Joe, Ice Cream and Dinosaurs, and it's just as good. It's just as good as the first Pete the Cat books, so definitely look it up. You're going to love it. During the story, there's a little dinosaur, a medium dinosaur, and a big dinosaur that come in and interrupt the story. So what I do is I give the kids these dinosaur puppets. You could tell the material already is like this rubbery kind of weirdness, and you might get those touchy kids, the kinesthetic kids are like, I'm not going to touch that puppet because it's weird. That's okay. They don't have to touch the puppet. They just have to live without it. Anyway, I got it because they're easy to clean. Set expectations if you're going to give out puppets. So again, what I do is I'm going to read this book and it's really great about dinosaurs. And I need you guys to help me by roaring through the story. However, you're going to have 3 times that you get to roar. You're going to roar when the first dinosaur comes in. We're going to do a little roar. You guys want to practice that? Roar. Okay. Second one, we're going to do a medium roar. Okay. Roar. And then the third time, we're going to do a big roar. Roar. And we get to be really loud and roar. But then we're going to get quiet again so we can see what happens next. Okay. So does everybody know the rules of using your dinosaurs, right? Are we gonna eat each other? No, because people don't taste good. No, dinosaurs don't want to eat people. So we're not gonna bite each other with the dinosaurs. We're gonna use them for roaring. You're gonna wait. You're gonna have your dinosaur wait very patiently. Shh, dinosaur. We're gonna wait until it's our turn to roar. Okay. Okay. All right. You guys all ready? Awesome. Let's start to read. Setting that expectation, I have never had a problem with them going nutso bongzos crazy town with the dinosaur puppets. They don't, because they want to be a part of the story and they want to follow the rules, or else, I'll take away the dinosaur, no problem, So that's what they love to do. But then again, they're listening for the whole story because they want to wait to hear, okay, do I do it now? What is she going to say to do it now? Right? So they're paying attention. And thus they are learning, which is the goal that we all want, right? We all want them to learn. And if they're not paying attention, they're not going to learn. All right? So those are 2 tips. The first one being super simple. Second one involves dinosaur puppets, but I highly recommend because the kids love them. They're so great. They come in different colors and everything. I'll leave a link below. It'll be an affiliate link. I haven't sold anything through Amazon yet, but whenever I do a presentation and I show the teachers things, they're like, you should have an Amazon link. I'm like, I don't know how to figure that out. I finally did. I don't even know if it's live. You guys, you're gonna have to bear with me. I am 55 years old, and so I'm just figuring all this stuff out, okay? But the main thing is that I want you guys to be supported, and I want you guys to have as many tips and tricks that are easy in your pocket to make your teaching career easier, because we need good teachers. Society does not continue on without you. You remember that. And we may have to remind the rest of society that. I don't know how we do that, but we got to. Anyway, we know it. I know it. I see you. I see you. Okay. All right. I'm such a goofball. Anyway, go try that out. I promise it works. Okay. All right. And don't forget, if you want any tips, comment below. Yeah, comment below. Tell me what you want to hear or what you need help on. I'm here for you. All right. Have a great week. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.